Your credit score is designed to keep you poor, and it's a $32 billion industry built on confusion. The credit scoring system isn't about measuring your financial responsibility, it's about maintaining your debt dependency through deliberately unpredictable algorithms that even financial experts can't fully understand. Companies profit billions annually from keeping you confused about why your score goes up or down because confusion keeps you paying interest on loans you might not need. Here's the mind-blowing part. Paying off all your debt can actually hurt your credit score, and having no debt history makes you risky to lenders. This isn't an accident, it's by design. The system rewards people who carry debt and punishes those who don't, creating a permanent class of interest-paying consumers who never escape the cycle. When good financial behavior is penalized and debt dependency is rewarded, you're not looking at a measurement system. You're looking at a behavioral control mechanism designed to extract maximum profit from your financial anxiety and keep you trapped in a system that profits from your confusion.
Gas prices end in 9/10 of a cent to psychologically trick your brain. And it's been working for 100 years. This fractional pricing makes consumers feel like they're getting a deal when they're actually paying nearly a full cent more, exploiting a psychological quirk where your brain focuses on the dollar amount and ignores the fraction. What started as a way to collect federal gas tax has continued for a century as pure consumer manipulation. Because retailers discovered that $3.99 and 9/10 feels significantly cheaper than $4.00, even though the difference is meaningless. This pricing psychology is so effective that it spread to almost every retail category, training consumers to ignore the true cost of purchases and focus on artificially lowered numbers that make everything seem like a bargain. Here's what makes this especially deceptive. The fractional cent adds up to billions in extra revenue annually across all gas stations, money that comes directly from consumers who think they're paying less than they actually are. When an entire industry coordinates to use the same psychological manipulation for a century, gas pricing isn't about fuel costs. It's about systematic consumer deception hiding in plain sight on every street corner.
Metro stores are everywhere but always empty. People think it's money laundering. Why? Huge markups mean they profit at 20% of retail. One fake sale justifies thousands in dirty cash deposits. They cluster together, survive with no customers, yet somehow stay open for years. The perfect crime, wash money through imaginary mattress sales while we all sleep on the truth. Huge mafios spreading West Street bin highways med från der skjul kan säga till nå you try and do you vain. You're acting naven to line single mousting. You post your fields all saturate qualities. Mattress stores are everywhere but always empty. People think it's money laundering. Why? Huge markups mean they profit at 20% of retail. One fake sale justifies thousands in dirty cash deposits. They cluster together, survive with no customers, yet somehow stay open for years. The
Casinos are designed to trap you in a timeless psychological prison, and every detail is calculated to extract maximum money from your brain. There are no clocks, no windows, maze-like layouts, specific lighting, carefully chosen colors, programmed sounds, and even pumped-in fragrances, all scientifically designed to manipulate your psychology and keep you gambling longer than you intended. The environment creates an artificial reality where time doesn't exist, natural light is eliminated, and every sensory input is engineered to trigger dopamine responses that make losing money feel exciting and winning feel inevitable. Slot machines use specific sound frequencies and light patterns that create addiction-like responses in your brain, while the physical layout ensures you can't easily find exits and must walk past more gambling opportunities to reach any destination. Here's what makes this especially predatory. Casinos employed teams of psychologists and behavioral scientists to design environments that exploit human weaknesses and create compulsive gambling behaviors that destroy lives and families. When entertainment venues are actually addiction engineering facilities, casinos aren't providing fun, they're operating sophisticated psychological warfare systems designed to extract every dollar from visitors who don't realize they're being systematically manipulated by their environment.
Free samples make you spend more money, and it's psychological manipulation disguised as generosity. Research shows that 73% of people buy products after trying samples, compared to only 25% from traditional advertising, because free samples exploit the psychological principle of reciprocity that makes you feel obligated to purchase something after receiving a gift. Stores strategically place sampling stations to interrupt your planned shopping route and expose you to products you weren't intending to buy, while the act of receiving something free creates a subconscious debt that your brain wants to repay through purchasing. The samples aren't about letting you try products. They're about triggering social instincts that make you feel guilty for taking something without giving back, even though the gift is actually a calculated sales tactic designed to manipulate your behavior. Here's what makes this especially clever. Grocery stores use sampling to move slow-selling inventory and promote high-margin products, targeting your emotions rather than your rational decision-making to drive sales that wouldn't happen through normal marketing. When generosity is weaponized as a sales tactic, free samples aren't customer service. They're psychological manipulation that exploits human social instincts to extract money from shoppers who think they're just being friendly.
Subscription services are designed to be forgotten. And billions in revenue comes from zombie subscriptions you don't remember having. Companies deliberately make subscriptions easy to start but difficult to cancel, using dark patterns in user interface design that hide cancellation options, require phone calls during business hours, or bury unsubscribed links in confusing menus that discourage people from following through. The subscription economy profits massively from human forgetfulness and the psychological pain of canceling services, because most people will continue paying small monthly fees rather than deal with the hassle of cancellation, even for services they never use. Streaming services, software subscriptions, gym memberships, and countless other recurring charges accumulate in your budget like financial parasites, extracting money for value you're not receiving, while counting on your inattention and procrastination to maintain their revenue streams. Here's what makes this especially predatory. Companies track cancellation attempt data and deliberately design their systems to maximize the friction and frustration involved in stopping payments, knowing that most people will give up and continue paying rather than fight through deliberately confusing cancellation processes. When business models depend on customer neglect and interface manipulation, subscription services aren't providing convenience, they're operating financial extraction systems designed to profit from your forgetfulness and exploit your reluctance to confront recurring charges.